Okay, welcome to the stream. So I'm gonna be doing some TNAS tier lists, so you'll see my thoughts. So this is the villains tier list. It's simple. I'll be what I think of the villains in each tier, like how compelling their character is, their motivations, etc. So Alexei. There isn't really much about Alexei, but he did have that good joke, so I'll put him in a C for the joke alone. Alexei can't come to the phone. Christina. I like how they covered mental illness, but it's just not a very good character. She isn't bad, but I wouldn't say she's good, so I'll put her D tier. Oh, Electro. Ooh. Okay, this is a good one. Max Dillon, bullied, driven into cement, attacked in an alley, and then, when he finally thinks he has a friend, gets taken to this room, thinks he's going to become Sigma Alpha Chi, but nope, gets shot with paintballs, then gets tricked by a sign, electrocuted, and then he becomes this, and hurts his crush, so... And he is just an amazing character. You know, you really feel bad for him when Spider-Man has to defeat him. And at first, Spidey doesn't really try and reason with him, he just starts fighting. And you really don't want to see that happen to Max. And then he returns in When Sparks Fly. And almost gets a friend, but then he's trapped and thrown into the ocean, which is a really sad end. And in the party, when Spider-Man emphasises with Electro, gut-wrenching, easy S tier. I'll do Talon. K. Talon. I think she was handled well. You know, making Peter have to consider, does he stop the criminal and hurt his friend, or does he help his friend and let the criminal go? And throughout the episode, he tries to reason with her, and they escape from the cops together, but in the end she doesn't turn to the good and she leaves forever, which I think is a sad end. But you know, the dynamic of if Spider-Man wins, Peter loses, and vice versa, it's really well done. I think she's a good villain, well, an antagonist, but the voice acting's not the greatest. I'll put her in B for now. Kingpin, reprised by Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace. He's just a basic villain, really. Wants all the money, and he almost gets away with it. He actually dupes Spider-Man. I think that's very well done. I think we should give him praise for that, but I'll put him B tier. It's not really that interesting. He's voiced really well, but just solid B. Craven, ooh. Well, the thing is, most of what Craven did wasn't real. He killed MJ, it wasn't real, but he still killed MJ. And he actually made Spider-Man snap, which is really good. And well, not good, but then we had the fight scene of him, Spider-Man, which is really well done. And then he gets hanged, but luckily, well, not luckily, Spider-Man lets him go. And I think if a villain drives him that far, if a villain makes Spider-Man kill, which he never does intentionally, I think he's really good. Not higher because, you know, most of what he did wasn't real, but, Turbojet, interesting, you know, morally grey area. He steals so he can fund the... Anyway, he steals so he can fund the cause for the Villaroy Towers people to stay there and not get relocated. But it's just for himself. It's a masquerade, if you will. And we know he used to be at NASA, but he stole equipment. I think that's pretty smart. Looks a bit dumb. But he is a villain. I'll put him B because of the good dynamic, heroes and villains. I'll just get these two out of the way. They're not interesting, they're just lackeys. F tier, but this guy is D tier. Well, why is the yellow guy above the red guy? Well, because this guy said, vacuum this. Really great joke, amazing, so had to put him above. Zelna, not interesting. But he does almost kill Flash, he's pretty smart. But he gets his ass stomped, and I'll put him D. This guy, I don't even know his name, not interesting. Gets taken out by Indy and MJ and Harry, pretty pathetic. Loses to Sable. Okay, Boris. I realise I forgot the leader. I'll just add him in after. Boris. He had that really good moment. Where is my communicator? I put him in S tier, but this is serious. He is an okay villain. He wouldn't hesitate to kill. I'll put him above Alexei. And what's the leader's name? Forgot. Sergey, whatever. I'd probably put him B. He's smart, menacing, you know, just a good villain along with these three. Consider him here. Silver Sable, you know, morally grey once more, but better than Turbojet. She's gonna kill, but for the greater good, but she is paid, so... Of course, we get some great music out of it. She invades Peter's home, which is actually pretty badass. She is smart, acting as the mayor's aide. So, I'll put her top of B tier, of Talon. I forgot Chicago as well. Oh my gosh. This dude, creepy, annoying, don't like him. A brat, put him C. Roxanne though, she is smart, menacing, gets the job done. She came up with the plan, and it worked. Too bad she was killed off. Well, not too bad. So I'll put her top of B tier, and Lizard. Lizard. Not F tier. I love the Lizard. Episodes of just villains. Right now it's just villains, but then there's an episode tier list at the top. So Lizard, really well done. You know, we start with Connors, he's not very warm, but he is desperate, and we see he doesn't want to inject himself. I think he knows what would happen, but out of desperation he does. Then it's all normal until he almost gets shot, and he goes for revenge, submitting to his lizard side. And Spider-Man confronts him, but he doesn't really attack him, he just runs off. And when Peter goes into his office, he's the lizard, but he still controls himself. He doesn't want to hurt his student, which is really good, to be honest. And then he snaps. He injects himself. I think it was starting to wear off. But then he goes for revenge once more. And this time he tries to kill Spider-Man. Oh yeah, and another thing, Spider-Man saved him. He was thankful. But now he's trying to kill him, We see how Lizard goes from just a cold doctor, but still caring, to just a beast. And then, at the very end, he dies, which is just heartbreaking, S tier. But I forgot Shikata. Shikata. Okay. So Shikata is an okay villain, She's in for the money and the honour, which is more important actually, which is respectable. She fights Spider-Man, but not really. Didn't Lizard also try to save Peter? Well, he cut the wires, which is, I guess, saving. Anyway, Shikata. She fights Spider-Man, but it's not really a fight. Well, they fight, but not to kill. And then they team up against, got the bloke's name, but anyway, then she kills him, and Richard Damien cuts his head off, which is very respectable. And then they have a final fight in the street, but dirty tactics, fight me or I'll kill MJ, which is out of character sort of, but menacing. And it gives Spider-Man motivation, so then it's an awesome fight scene. He barely wins, and she dies. And I think she being A tier, just a really good, solid, entertaining villain. So, Electro and Lizard, S tier. Craven, Shikata, A tier. Roxanne, Sable, Talon, Kingpin, Turbojet, and Sergey, I don't know how to pronounce it, BB, Boris, Alexei, and Roland would be C. Christina, yellow guy, don't know his name, and Zelna, D. This dude, and this dude, F. So, and now we go on to the actual episodes themselves, and this time I didn't forget. Okay. Flash memory, it's okay. It feels like filler in an episode, in a show with no overarching story. There is some funny parts. Zelna is sort of intimidating. Flash is just... Biker twins aren't very good. D tier. Head over heels, let's get out of the way. Better than Flash memory. Deals with mental illness. And it's... For once, it's refreshing to see Spider-Man being the bad guy with a quotation marks. It's in our head, but it's just entertaining to see, because he's actually kind of an asshole, Anyway, D-tier still. Final fight's pretty good. Christina's just... Heroes and villains. Good introduction to the show, even though it wasn't the first episode aired. It's a solid episode, Flash memory is an F. Wouldn't go that far. It has its merits. There isn't any bad episodes, just mediocre. Heroes and villains. We get Peter introduction, MJ, Harry, Harry's goals, all their goals. A morally grey villain. Kidnaps MJ. I don't like that cliched bit, but it was good seeing them favour the villain instead of the hero as citizen. So I'll put it as a high C or low B. Chat decide. Heroes and villains, B or C? B or C? No, I didn't. I can't decide for heroes and villains, to be honest. B? Anyone else? C? B? Think B will be fine. Okay. Raw Scam. Fine episode. Goes into Peter and MJ's relationship. Pretty good. And Kingpin's sort of interesting. He has a good plot. It's just your average episode, to be honest. I'll put it with B. It's just fine. Keeping secrets. Ooh, it's good. Well, Scam is A. I'll put it above Heroes and Villains. Okay, Keeping Secrets. This is really good. You get to see Harry finally have a girlfriend, but she's also a villain. Spider-Man has to confront her a lot. No, it just handles the dynamic I said earlier. Spider-Man wins, Peter loses, etc. And vice versa even. And it's just well done with really good soundtrack, by the way. It's just overall good. Even though it's kind of lost amongst the better episode, it's still good. S tier. Eve's performance kind of throws it off. There is really good action. I'll go with Disabled next. Disabled, ooh. A tier. We have the amazing soundtrack, iconic, really good swing scene. Once again, Sable's a good villain. Of course, we get to see Indy and MJ and Harry and Peter interact, and that's just really well done. Feels natural, and Sable kind of thick though. And I like how the ending is unresolved. She could have died. She could have lived. I'll put it A. Good, solid episode. Tight Squeeze. Another A tier. The change of pace is very good. For once, Peter's out of commission for most of the episode. He can't fight Pterodax because it will give him away. Indy is introduced, really well done, and the villains are pretty good. The final fight's good. No, it's just good, The stakes are high, really high, and we get to see Peter's photography skills as well. Camera skills. It's just, I'll put it with Disabled. S. I'll consider it. Sort of Shikara. A again. It's just amazing fight scenes, good soundtrack, compelling villain, And it's good how it ties MJ into the main plot. And at the end, when she's part of the final confrontation. And don't get me started on the fight scenes and scenes in general. Most of it takes place at night, so it looks really good. The fight scenes are top notch, really well. The cinematography is really good. The animation fluid. I'd say it's better than tight screen. Right below. The link. Afterwards. Law of the Jungle. There's lots to say. The soundtrack is amazing, unique. Dr. Connor's really good character. We get to see Peter just in college, messing around. Sort of Shikata S tier. Maybe. Anyway, Law of the Jungle is just perfect, really. You get to see Harry's relationship with his deceased father, how he's coping with it, and Spider-Man saves him, probably warms him up for when Sparks fight. It's just everything is well done in this episode, and the final fight's really good, emotional. S tier, yep, S tier. The party, another S tier. Get to see Max get bullied, get the youth, teen college vibe. There's a party, and it feels natural, and it's written by Brian Michael Bendis, who did the Ultimate Comics, so immediate good. Save stream, yeah, I will. Anyway, the party, it's just everything's done. Electro is an amazing villain. The atmosphere is good. The animation's really good as well. Spider-Man moves like a spider sometimes. Animation's fluid. It's just good to watch. It's sad. Very, very sad and emotional. It's better than... on par, I'd say. Depends how much you can relate to it. If you've been bullied, or if you're in college, whatever, I think you'll prefer the party, but right now, Law of the Jungle just above. And When Sparks Fly, ooh. I don't know. It's a good follow-up, foreshadowed at the end of the party. Electro's back, more menacing than ever. Creepy as hell, and his plan almost works, and Harry finally starts to warm up to Spider-Man. A change of pace, character development, and MJ and Harry try and stop Electro, and I think that's a really good moment. And the ending is gut-wrenching, like in the party, and the ending where Harry doesn't know what to think anymore. Really good until Mind Games, which is the very next episode. But When Sparks Fly, really good. Mid-A. And Mind Games Part 1, ooh. The end is a really good twist. The villains are menacing. They don't play around. But the fact that most of it took place in Peter's mind makes it all kind of pointless, except the MJ part. She dies. Oh, and he reveals his face, which was just A, and part 2 is S. Most of it's irrelevant, only the ending, which is really well done, and a good twist. But, and the end. with the menacing music and to be continued. That is just, I love it. Not C, B. Just because most of it's pointless, really. But Mind Games Part 2. Oh. No. Mind Games Part 2. Really good start, really good. Spider-Man fights Craven. Breaks character. Almost kills him by hanging. Really well done fight scene. And honestly, it's just a really good episode at the start. And we get to see MJ is alive. Good twist. Well, we already knew, but anyway, can't really remember the middle. But then when Spider-Man gets Indy to help him find the warehouse, that's sad, to be honest, but teamwork, and I like it, you know. Okay, I'll move head over heels up. Mind Games Part 2, and then it's getting really suspenseful. Then he's like a badass. He breaks into the warehouse, fucks up the shooter guy, frees MJ, climbs up the building, and then he kills Roxanne. But just kidding, it was Indy who got up there somehow. Like, why wouldn't MJ stop her? Why would she go up there? But he kills, well, not kills, but pushes Indy off. She's in the coma. The city hates Spider-Man. And he quits for like a minute. And then he goes for revenge. And he screws up Roland. And then Roxanne with the truck, you know, I think that was well shot. And then when she tries to trick him again, they don't fall for it. That's good development. And then they all die in an explosion except Spider-Man. He jumps out, his suit's got a lot of bow damage, it looks good. And then he quits. He literally quits. He throws his suit into the water. He talks with MJ. And she confesses her love, but he rejects her, bro. Harry hates Spider-Man. The city hates Spider-Man. He quits, walks off. And then, season 2. Let's see how it's resolved. Nope, no season 2, which makes this episode so much better than it'd be if there was. Just the fact that it was never resolved is so gritty and dark. And I love it. It's just well done. So I'll put it as an S tier. Lord of the Jungle, Party, Mind Games Part 2S. Don't Squeeze, Chicago, Ben's Bats, you know, you can read. And why did I move head over heels up? End of Mind Games was really emotional. Yeah, I agreed. Our hero, who we followed for 13 episodes, just gives up. Anyway, head over heels. I moved it up because... Actually, I forgot why. I moved it up for a reason. Forgot. I just think the fact it handled mental illness, and she becomes more and more crazy. Nearly dies, by the way. Also, we see Max in the episode, which is some good continuity. Your inventions. The best ending, might have to agree. But I'll just put head over heels above. You know, it just does everything better than Flash Memory. tight screen is one of my favourites. That's not something I've seen people say a lot. So, final tier list. You can see final tier list. Shakata and Sergey would be here. So thank you for coming to the stream. It was fun. Actually, you know what? Should I do a tier list just by the chat? Ends of not being a hero. Yeah. Okay, so let's let the chat decide the tier list. Okay. Let's agree on a tier list. Okay, so Turbojet, what do you all think? B before, but what do you think of Turbojet? Which tier? I'd put him in the B, but so chat decide B, C, whatever, S if you like him. Good villain, he's fine. I'll put him in B for now. Chat decide. C. S. S. He's not that good. Yeah, I agree. I'll put him in B for now. So, Talon. What do you think of Talon? Which tier is Talon? B or C for Turbo Chat? So I'll just leave him B. But Talon, what do you think of Talon? A. Two people think A. A. Caleb thinks A. I'll put her in A. Sable. Yep, A. Okay, people have decided. So now, Sable. Which tier is Sable? And why is it S tier, Naskin? Which tier is A? Another A. Interesting. Sable A. Wait for someone else to say. A. Okay, A. Might as well do this dude. What do you think of this guy? I don't even know who this is. Everyone's simping for Talon Sable. Maybe. But this dude. F. F tier? Someone else? He's from Disabled. He was Sable's sidekick, or not sidekick, accomplice. F. Oh, and he got his ass kicked by Sable. He had like the nunchucks. So F tier is decided. Okay, Kingpin. What do you think of Kingpin? And I'd personally put in here, but what do you think? Which tier is Kingpin? S. Electro's E. What? S, B. So I'd say he's probably gonna be round here. But what do more people think? Where should Kingpin be? A? So we have an A, a B, and an S. I think we can get a middle ground of A. A, K's A. S. Ooh. I'll put him A, middle ground. This dude and the biker guy. What do you think of these two? The two Chads. What do you think of them? The biker twins, who can't tie their shoelaces and shot themselves in the foot. F. Are they as bad as this dude? F. Caleb and M-Man. Think F. What do others think? Which tier? F. Anyone else want to input? Save them? No one else? Okay, F. I wouldn't put them at F, but nothing above D. Okay, did I put him at F before? Oh yeah, I put the red guy in F before. A C. Bike twins suck. This guy was an F, he was D. I think they belong in F. Craven. Okay, Craven. What do you think of Craven? I'd definitely put him up here. But what do you guys think? Basic henchman, yep. Which is why compared to all these two are bad. But Craven, A tier. Spider Boy says A, Raccoon, S. A from Caleb. B or A? I think A is agreed on. S? I'll just put them as A. Okay, it's decided. Alexei. Alexei can't come to the phone right now. What do you think of him? I think he's just filler. He had one good joke.
Why not just go to a party like everyone else? Because I'm not like everyone else?
What do you think of Alexei? Or the Rhino? S? If no one else says a tier, he'll be an S tier. C. Wildly different result. Spider Boy and M-Man say S. Eric says B. Caleb C. I think A would be a good middle ground. Legendary. C or D. We have 2 S's, 2 C's, a B. I think we'll put him in B. I think B is a good middle ground. And Boris, who took my communicator. What do you think of Boris? The joke itself was S tier. Okay, Boris, communicator guy, should be above Alexei. What do you all think of Boris? You don't remember Boris? In Tight Squeeze, where Spider-Man took his communicator and he kicks the camera over and he almost shoots in Bean's head. But B? S? B?
Why not just go to a party like everyone else?
What's A? Everyone else want to vote? Okay, I'll put him in B. Christina. What do you think of Christina? Will you simp for her like the others, or trash her? Dina, place your vote. A. Simp. C. Eric says A. Spider Boy says C. F. Personally, I don't think she's as bad as these chads. B. She had a cool arc, yeah. I think B is solid. A, C, F, and B. So I think B will just be good. Okay, Lizard. Okay, what do you think of Lizard? And why is it S tier? Again. B. M-Man says B tier for Lizard. Or was that Christina? A. Such a sad and compelling character, you know. S-A-A, S and Lizard S tier is one of the only different takes. I agree with you, Raccoon. S says RS, yep. I think it's S tier. Lizard. Electro. Such sad ending. Yep. Electro. What do you think of Electro? I assume up S or A. A. S. Electro S. I think he'll go in S tier. Anyone else got anything to say? Two episodes were iconic, agreed. Dark Riseman, he's not really a villain. Well, he is. I'd say he's similar to Christina, but I wouldn't put him as Phil. He's more Flash than. Okay, I think Electro and S. He was colossal douche. Yeah. Only 3 left. This dude and Roxanne. What do you think of these two? I hear that in your playlist, and you have a good playlist. So, the Gaines twins, what do you think of them? Probably the most powerful villains in the show. Mind control, illusions, made Spider-Man quit S tier. What, both of them? I'd say the dude is worse than Roxanne B. Other guy D. Anyone else want to put their input? Pretty hardcore, yeah, Eric. I think Roxanne B. Definitely the most successful villains, yep. Until they died. Then again, they didn't do their goal. See, I'll put her B in C. But they didn't really do their goal. They wanted to kill Craven the most, but Craven didn't die. They made Spider-Man quit, but I don't think they really wanted that in the end. Okay, this dude, Zelna, don't know how to spell it. What do you think of Zelna? After this, we'll go on to the episodes. So, Dr. Zelna, don't worry, you'll be dead soon enough. What do you think of him? B. You underestimate Spider-Man, yep. A smart scientist, but he was that dumb. I don't remember who it is. Flash memory. He was the main villain. He almost killed Flash, and he was the one who put the boosters into twins. D tier says Caleb. Raccoon says B. I think maybe a C tier. B. Anyone else want to say? I love the scene where Peter saves Flash. Yep, agreed. The music's even in the background right now. B says Howler. Okay then, B. So the viewers decided this very B heavy. Screw this creepy dude. Anyway, the episodes themselves. What do you think? It shouldn't take as long. Okay, Flash memory, what do you think? Ooh, S tier. I'm tempted. B, A, B. B seems popular, higher than what I'd put. B, K, B. Law of the Jungle. Which tier? Where would I put it? I'd put it, what did I say? I put Flash memory in D. Raccoon says S. Howler S. So what do you think? S? I feel like it's pretty easy. Okay, next one. Tight squeeze. What do you think of tight squeeze? A. Raccoon says. I'd put it's A as well. Anyone else want to say something? A. Anyone else? I think it's gonna be a solid A. A. Okay. S. It's gonna be A. Head over heels, what do you think? Why is it F? Worse than Flash or better than Flash? B. C. I think around this area it'll probably be C. Caleb says. Do you really hate it more than Flash Memory? It was better than Flash, called CP and Spider-Man's life overlap. Yep, exactly. That's why I move it to C. But are we putting it as C or B? Seems pretty split. Eric has the deciding vote. Soundtrack tier list. Ooh, I might have to do that, to be honest. B tier then. A soundtrack tier list, do you mean like the songs in a tier list or the soundtracks entirely of each episode? Anyway, heroes and villains. What do you think of heroes and villains? F. Maybe I'll do the soundtrack tier list eventually. S. F. M-Man said F in the server earlier. C. So we have S, F, C. We go find a middle ground. A or B. So I think it's around here, to be honest. Anyone else want to say? Okay, I'll just put in B. Sword of Shikata, what do you think? What do you think of Sword of Shikata? S tier. S. I wouldn't put it on the level of Law of the Jungle, but we'll see what else do people have to say. Jakarta's more of a visually pleasing episode than story please. A then. Anyone else want to say anything? No one else? C? C? Why C? Animal collector called C? I think I'll put it top B, to be honest. Because we have some C's. Okay, I'll put in B for now. The party, what do you think? Opinions on the party? A, says Caleb. S, A. I think it's S, but A, can I put in A? Anyone else want to add anything? Okay, Rose Scam, what do you think? What do you all think of Rose Scam? I just think it's mid. Heroes and villains level. Caleb says B, Spider Boy says C. Howl Alert says A, Eric says B. Think it'll be a B again? Anyone else wanna say anything? B. Okay, I think we'll leave it B. Disabled, what do you think? What do you all think of disabled? I think the name's hilarious. Comedy Gold. A. Another A. We don't have any C's or D's. A. Anyone else? Where are we gonna put disabled? Because right now it's looking like an A. Every vote counts. We are on the community decided tier list now, so sticking to A. Okay, A. Keeping secrets. What do you think? Okay, Raccoon, what do you think of disabled? Keeping secrets, S or A? B? Spider-Man disabled, A or B? Okay. So keeping secrets looking like an A or B? Anyone else want to say anything? Barry's about to die. So final vote, A? A. Okay. When sparks fly, what do you think? A. Caleb, Raccoon says A. S tier? F tier? I'll probably just put up A tier. Final vote? A tier? S tier's cool, grounded him, saddened, yep. Okay, I'll just put A. Mind Games, Part 1, Part 2. What do you think? Part 1 A, Part 2 S, S for both. Mind Games felt more like a clip show. It was just random events. D. T. Ooh. Part 1, Part 2 S. So I think so. S 3 S tiers for Part 2. Okay, I think C. C. Ooh. Part 1 B. Okay, so I think Part 1 will be B tier. I made buff Shadow, buffs what? M-Man, Decide, Mind Games, both. And looking like an A tier for Part 2, B tier for Part 1. Part 1 A, Part 2 B. Not one of them went under B. Yeah. They're all really decent episodes. So I think think part 1B, part 2A. So, any last votes? Okay, thank you all for watching. This is the community decided tier list for episodes. This is for villains. You can rewind to see mine. Both mine games, legendary show. Yep, I agree. Thank you all for watching and participating in the stream. If you're watching this on playback, I feel sorry for you and have the chat open so it makes sense. I did try overlay the chat but it didn't work, but thanks for coming to the stream, have a good day or night, and